Danny joined a cult for college.
2, 3, 4.
What's up, everybody? It is the STUMIN podcast. I should stop that. Episode number 3 already. And sadly, Josh's last episode with us, at least for a while, as he heads back to... Where do you go to school again?
Liberty Bibberty.
Oh, that's right.
Where's
It's a D3 school called
Dude, wait.
Where's Liberty at?
You always get this wrong. It's D1.
Oh,
D1.
I forget.
I'm a D1 athlete.
If you would remind me every now and then.
I try to. I do. I feel like I put in
Wait,
an effort for it.
And what do you do at Liberty? Like,
Dude, I run track and field.
Oh, so
That's
you don't
why
go to
it's
school, you just run.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where he just gets passing grades because he's an athlete. He doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah. If we start failing, we'll just
Track
get the
and
coach
field.
to go talk to our professor.
Track and field is football at Liberty. They care about it too much. It's probably not true. Didn't Liberty make the basketball tournament this year?
I thought so.
Basketball.
He doesn't
maybe.
even know.
I know.
What kind of
I know our
Liberty
softball
student-
team did insane.
Oh yeah, softball's insane. Hey, but that means next week you and I get a lot more space, and so that's
A lot.
I'm pretty excited.
I mean, we
that you're
do kind of
leaving.
push
Isn't it
Josh in
August
the
12th
corner,
right now?
but
Yeah.
you know.
What did you just say to me?
It's August 12th, right? What? Don't get so offended. Sorry.
All right,
Early
today
morning.
we are gonna play a game. I'm gonna read y'all a news article headline, and you have to tell me if it's real or fake. Okay, you guys ready for this? It's a simple game. Josh struggles with game rules, though. Do you understand the game?
I'm not following.
Okay. Well, Danny and I are gonna play a game.
You have to tell which one's fake, Josh.
All right, here we go.
what?
Here we go. Number 1. Man legally changes his name to Fire Exit to win an argument about emergency signs.
Wait.
Real.
Man changes his
That's
name to
gotta
Fire
be-
Exit.
That's got to be illegal.
I didn't even think about that wrinkle.
It's
That's
not,
gotta
it's not illegal to change
how do you
your
go
name.
to a well yeah, but there's things that you cannot change your name to. There's got to be a judge that was just no, you're not doing that.
No.
Would
I don't think he had to go
what
to
would
court
be
for
the
that.
what would be the legal repercussions if your name was Fire Exit?
I mean, I also don't know because it's not like you'd start a panic because it's just hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go hang out with Fire
Fire
Exit.
exit, yeah.
I don't
Hey,
know.
is the
It is
fire exit
if you
here?
don't know, it is illegal to yell fire, fire in
Yeah.
in a public space.
What kind
That's
of
why I'm
argument did
wondering.
they have?
So
that
if
he
you're
had to change his name?
yelling out you see your buddy, you're hey, Fire Exit. Are you risking
Yeah.
getting arrested?
I'm gonna go with no.
No,
I'm
you
gonna
can
go
say
with
yes.
fake.
It's
I'm gonna go
true.
with
It's
fake.
All
real.
right.
It's real.
It is fake.
Yeah, that's right.
The score is 1 Danny to 0.
I don't wanna play
Josh.
this
Not
anymore.
surprising.
I'm so
Not
done.
surprising.
Solid start.
All right, number 2. A zoo tried to pass off a dog as a lion by giving it a haircut.
Oh, that's gotta be real. I believe it. Did you see the my social media
kinda
has been
haircut?
spammed with
A lion haircut.
I believe
Naturally.
it. You give a golden retriever that little just that around the neck, I believe
That's-
it. But if you think about it around the world, some zoos do some wacky stuff. Did you see I saw on the news, keeps popping up. I don't even know if it's real anymore, but it was a zoo, I think in Denmark, was asking people to donate small animals as food for the predators.
No way.
They're this dog won't stop barking. I know what we can do.
I saw it on 3
That's horrible.
different. It just keeps popping up on my feed, and I don't even know why.
That's
But
crazy. Could
if
you
that's
imagine
true,
just dad's sick of the family pet and the kids are crying?
What's funny was when I read the caption, it asked for healthy.
Why are we taking Rover to the zoo with us, Daddy? You'll find out when we get there. That's crazy.
Let me see. I'm gonna
You
look it up if
gotta,
it's
you gotta
real.
find that.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
What's your
It's on
what's your
NPR.
vote?
I'm saying real.
He says real. You say
That's real.
he says real, and that is correct. I will give you a bonus point if you can guess which country this took place in.
Oh man, Denmark. Which country?
Which country? Man, it's insane that a zoo, I don't care what country you're in, would just assume people are dumb enough to think a dog could be
Yeah.
a lion is wild to just assume that people would buy
Man.
that.
I'm gonna guess England.
England. Yeah, those British
I'm just gonna
people.
go Denmark.
Yeah,
Like,
he's going Denmark. He's got it stuck in his head. It was China. Not surprising there to me.
yeah, no, this is on the New York Times. A zoo in Denmark wants to feed your pets to its NPR. They asked patrons to donate their pets, not as attractions, but for food.
I mean, it's kind of an attraction if you're there when it happens.
It would be very entertaining.
so cool.
All right, there's
Can
my
you imagine?
Chihuahua.
Can you
That's
imagine though,
nuts.
like the zoo, like the I don't know what you call it, the staff. Do they have like a board or something? They're like meeting and they're like, guys, we're running out of food. For
You know
and one
the
of them's
people.
like, I know what to
The
do.
people that toss the food in are like the minimum wage employees too. They're like, I don't get paid enough for this.
Got like a chihuahua walking up.
That's crazy. All right, so the score is 2 for Danny, 1 for Josh. You're on the board. Good job,
Oh
buddy.
boy.
You got
Proud of
one.
you. Proud of you. All right, number
you can do
3.
it.
Woman sues herself and wins $1.2 million. What?
That's got to be fake. Like, no judge would like put up with that. Like, I'm gonna sue
I mean,
myself for $1 million.
You're assuming
I gotta-
it's in the United States, though. I mean,
that's
you gotta
true.
Think, you got to
How do
think
you
around
see
the world.
yourself?
That's true, but like, there's just like, that can't be real.
Your Honor, you don't understand.
Unless it's
You like make an objection and then you have to go over to the other bench.
like the only thing I can
Maybe
think
they have
of,
multiple personalities, you know?
the only thing I can think of is if like you own a company, and then like
Yeah, that
you're
weird
suing your
caveat.
own company, but like, can you even do that? Like,
You probably,
if you're the
that's not
owner-
yeah. If you're the, I don't know. All right, what do you say?
but then if you're like just the majority shareholder,
I'm trying to pull ahead of Danny, so I can't just answer the same as him every time. I'm gonna say fake. I mean, no, I'm gonna say real because
he's changing it to
I'm,
real.
I'm
say
saying
real.
fake all the
Yeah,
way.
your strategy is poor. That is fake. 3-1.
Josh's
is the
strategy
score.
is I'm gonna change my answer to the wrong one.
He's like, to catch up, I'm gonna do worse than I've done so far.
as one does.
Number 4. Town elects a goat as mayor
Oh,
again.
I know this answer. Well, that probably gives it away.
Oh.
I'm gonna say real.
It's
Yeah,
got.
I think
like,
that
I'm-
probably gave it away.
I'm pretty real. It's real.
It's real.
I've seen that.
It's definitely real. And sadly, it's in the United
good, I can
States. You
just look
can't
at the
look
phone.
at the answers. Have integrity, sir.
Oh, my bad. My
All
bad.
right. Yes,
There was
is.
another one with a cat. I remember also like a town elected a cat.
That's
as
crazy.
mayor.
Yeah. What if the town elects the cat as mayor, but then the person that owns the cat takes it to the zoo in Denmark? No, the mayor.
Guys, you won't believe what I did.
Not Mayor Fluffy. But then, like, imagine, like, of course the goat wins a second time. Who's gonna run for mayor against the goat? Because the guy's like,
true.
yeah, I think we should raise local property taxes. Like, boo.
It was Fairhaven, Vermont. They elected a goat named Lincoln in 2019.
Vermont's still a state?
Yeah. After that, I don't know that we should allow them to be
Yeah.
have electoral votes.
I've never met anyone from Vermont.
Number 5, church replaces communion bread with donuts for Youth Appeal Sunday.
Oh,
This is the most Baptist
Youth
thing I've ever
Appeal
heard
Sunday.
in my life.
All right, guys, we need you to vote to see if you want a Youth Appeal Sunday.
This is Ethan Graves is going like, I got an idea, guys.
I'm gonna keep that in the back of my mind for when I'm a youth pastor. I think that's
guys,
important.
hear me out.
Can they be jelly
It's
donuts?
It's donuts and
Dude, if it's jelly donuts, you
and
can have the
Mountain Dew.
blood and the body at the same time. 2 birds with 1 stone.
I mean, it's more like anatomically correct. 'Cause, like, the blood's right behind the skin, you know? So, like, you have the flesh, so you, like, bite into the donut, and there's the blood.
It works.
But what I'm stuck on
Saves
is...
so much time.
Here's what I'm stuck on, though. Youth Appeal Sunday. What else are we doing? Like, what's
Yeah,
the rest?
right?
That's just one part of it. Like,
Man, I don't
You
know.
play a
Like,
game.
This
for
one's
worship, we're doing NF.
This one's so crazy that it's like It's if a church really did this, it's a Baptist church. I promise.
It is.
It's a Baptist church. All right, what do you say?
I'm saying real.
He says real.
All the way, it's real.
Says real, and they both got it wrong. It is
Wow.
fake.
That was the one I should have changed my answer.
I think Youth Appeal Sunday is what gave it away. Like Youth
I don't-
Appeal Sunday is
Dude,
know.
there are some crazy churches out there. Man.
I don't know.
I hear you.
like. I don't know. Someone's come up with that idea before if they haven't done it.
But the name Youth Appeal.
Oh yeah.
You're probably right. I'm probably off on that. All right. So what's the score? 3-1. 3-1 still. All right. Number 6. A man built a fully functioning roller coaster in his backyard during quarantine.
Define fully functioning.
You can ride the roller coaster.
That's a very low bar.
It's
for
a
roller
pretty low
coaster.
bar.
I'm saying real.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with real.
Going
That's
with real.
easy. I've
It
seen
is.
videos.
It is real.
If you get enough like 2x4s,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you
it.
can
That's
make,
all a roller coaster
you can
is,
make
is
a
2x4.
roller. Like you can make it so like you can put a
there's
cart
a stack
on it
of
and it'll
2x4s
roll.
in Danny's backyard. He's like, look at my roller coaster.
I mean, like
There's definitely a lot more that goes into
if the
that.
if the
Danny.
threshold is just like something can move on it for a little bit.
All right, next one. We only got a couple more here. You got to come back. Come back's on.
This was for 2 points.
Texas town holds an annual Squirrel Fest with a nut spitting competition. Is that what the heck? This is weirder than Buta's wiener dog races.
No, that's awesome.
You just
I'm-
because
the
you've
wiener
had
dog
dachshunds,
races.
that's why you like.
I'm going opposite of what
I've lived
Danny
in
says.
Buda, Texas for almost a decade, and I've never been. To
Oh,
the
it's
wiener
worth
dog
it.
race. Have you been to the
it's
wiener
pretty
dog
intense
races?
sometimes.
I haven't.
No?
I've always wanted to.
It's pretty intense. Like
All
we
right.
always pick the dog we're rooting for, and it's yeah.
Is the Squirrel Fest real or is it fake?
I'm gonna go with fake.
Real.
Oh,
It's real. We got a game, everybody. We got a game.
3-2.
Let's
3-2. 3-2. All right, here we go. We got 2 more.
All right.
Gotta come back. I do
do
not have a
this.
tiebreaker, so I think you have to fight to the death. if
wait,
you
that
tie.
was real. I'm just thinking about
That's
that.
real. It's so weird. I would think it was more weird if I didn't live in Buda, where we have like the really cringy like wiener dog races
No,
and like the weird
those are
advertisements they do every year. All right, teacher accidentally shares a grocery list instead of homework. Students know she needs eggs and wine. This is so weird and random.
That's so weird and random. I'm calling fake.
I'm going fake. Also, that's just really.
That's
random.
just not like.
It's-
eggs and wine. Is
It wouldn't
It's real. So there's like, I would assume that means
That's
there's
a
like
headline?
a story going around about
You won't
this, right?
believe
Like,
what
it's not-
happened, guys.
guys, my teacher gets
Tonight on
eggs.
2020. Breaking news.
Teacher drinks wine. Is that allowed?
No.
I think if you're a teacher,
Don't forget the
it's
eggs,
actually
guys.
like recommended. All right, last one. This is your last
antioxidants.
chance. Florida man arrested.
Oh boy, I was wondering if it's a Florida man. I was waiting for one.
Yeah.
Always.
Just remember, Scott is from Florida.
Always.
Scott is
Florida man arrested for trying to ride a manatee while wearing a pirate costume.
That's gotta
This-
be fake.
this has
It's
to be
gotta be
Scott.
fake.
That's-
That's gotta be fake.
I could see Scott doing this.
No. All right. Well, I'm going opposite of Danny in order to try to tie.
Man,
So you're just gonna base it off of my.
hold on.
answer.
I know.
what choice do I
I
have?
know that manatees are like they're pretty slow moving, right? But like, do they chill close to the surface where you could like try to ride on one?
I mean, it might have been in an aquarium.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Don't
But
they? I need
still.
to like read up again on my manatee facts.
Yeah,
But don't they-
well
don't they
educated
breathe
in
air?
Manatee.
Like, aren't they like?
Yeah,
aren't
they're
they, like,
they're mammals
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So they come up to
Yeah.
the surface to breathe. So that's a good.
They
like,
just kind
if
of
you're
chill there.
wanting to. if
It
you're
wouldn't be
wanting
that
do
hard to
that-
ride one.
Yeah, that's when you. Just
I mean,
go
it would
for
be. It wouldn't be that hard to get on top of one.
Prove
at
it.
least.
I want you to
Yeah.
prove it.
I'm
big
doing
target.
it. Give me my cowboy costume.
Pirate. It's a pirate.
Oh, pirate costume.
It's a
Well,
big-
we're in
it's a
Texas.
No,
big
so
you
target.
be
Gotta
you
adjust.
be an individual.
My-
you do
I
a
gotta be my
cowboy
own
costume
person.
for sure. All right, what do you say?
I'm going real.
You going real?
All right, fake it is.
He's going fake. He has to. And it's real because, of course, Florida. Happened
Yeah.
in 2013.
If you
Typical.
didn't say it was Florida Man, I would be like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
as soon as you said Florida Man,
sure.
I'm like, this is probably
just
real.
know.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, that was real or fake. Danny is the big winner. Yay. Your prize is...
I'm never playing that again.
Your prize is I'm going to send Josh away for a while. I'm going to make him leave. All right, our topic for today, we're going to take a break on the Q&A questions that we've been doing because I feel like this is a great time of year, a great opportunity to have a discussion I've wanted to have with these guys for a while, and it's this. How do you stay close to Jesus when you go to college? And so we have 3 different paths represented here for graduating high school and heading off to college. When I graduated like 150 years ago, I stuck around my hometown. I did community college. I ended up finishing.
I was wondering, do they have colleges in Illinois?
Yeah, barely.
Those exist.
I mean, they call them college. I doubt they hold to the standard of anything here in Texas. But so I stuck around my hometown. I ended up finishing my degree through correspondence courses, meaning online. So that was my path. Danny joined a cult for
right.
college. There is no college that is a cult more than Texas A&M.
I'll admit it.
and
It's
Danny
true.
agrees.
But it's a Christian cult.
Well,
Not officially,
Yeah.
not officially a Christian cult, but definitely.
I will say this every time. A&M sends more missionaries than any other university in the country.
This stat has been brought to you by Danny Onaka and no one else.
yeah.
And then Josh goes off to a larger university, but Christian-based university, Liberty. And so just wanted to spend
Wait,
some time.
did you just call Liberty larger than A&M?
No, larger for Christian universities.
okay.
Like Liberty,
Yeah.
Liberty is not your typical
Yeah.
Christian college. It's a big
It's an
university.
actual- yeah.
Like a legit university.
All I'm
So-
saying is our convocation is bigger than your breakaway. So
But our breakaway's optional.
and everybody's like, what is
Facts.
what is a convocation? That's
I mean, that
enough.
does sound more like a cult.
yeah, that
thing,
sounds like a stuck up Liberty term, right?
we call it convo, and then it just sounds like conversation.
And then it's more confusing because it leads you to the wrong word. All right, so here's my first question. Throw it to each of you guys. When you go off to college, but Danny, I know your story is not growing up in like a Christian home. Were you a believer when you left for college?
I would say I called myself a Christian when I left
Okay.
for college, but I was not a believer.
Okay, so as 2 guys carrying that title or that idea that I'm a Christian into college, what were the challenges of following Jesus and living that lifestyle when you got to college? Josh, I'll let you go first.
All right, so leaving for college, you officially become independent. You no longer have your parents, so to speak, forcing you to go to church. And so I have 2 words for you. Get plugged into a church.
Yeah.
5 words.
Yeah,
You
A
and
need
lot
to-
more words than 2.
and when he says that, like to add on to that, there are a lot of colleges, especially universities, have great Christian para-church ministries. Para-church meaning like they're not a church, but things like InterVarsity or Breakaway at A&M,
Baptist
places
Student
where Christians
Ministry.
can meet and gather and have. It's like youth group for college students, right? Like it's not youth group like we do.
Yeah.
And those things are awesome, but what Josh is saying is much deeper than that. Be a part of a local church.
Yeah.
And if you understand the Bible and what it teaches is you need to be a member, part of a local church. And so don't just do things like Breakaway.
And what you're going to find is that when you wake up on those Sunday mornings, you're going to be like, why should I go to church? You're not going to have the motivation. You're not going to have your parents saying, get up, it's time to go to church. Instead, it's like, I'm just going to sleep in. Next thing you know, you are 5 months into college and you have not touched a church. You have not touched your Bible, and you're just going through the motions of life.
And when you break that habit, it's so hard to re-engage.
It is difficult.
in it. Don't be like, oh well, I'll figure it out. Like make it a priority. Danny, when you got to college, what was the challenges?
I'll say first on the church part of it too. Like parachurch ministries are awesome, and I would also like highly recommend getting plugged into parachurch ministries if it fits in your schedule and stuff like that. But as someone who's served in high levels of parachurch ministry, and I have friends who like that's what they do full time, it doesn't replace the local church. over at A&M, I always joke that if you know where to go, you can have a free meal every single day of the week, because there's always Bible studies and there's always like free lunches and stuff like that all these ministries are doing. But all of them, all the ministry leaders that I know in those spaces, they all say it doesn't replace the local church, because in local church you find more of you find multi-generational community, so you can be surrounded by other adults, other older people that can serve as mentors or point you to Jesus in a lot of ways. And there's just a lot of other things that the local church brings together that parachurch ministries can't compete with.
Yeah.
I'll say also, I mean, with my experience, like I would say I wasn't really a believer when I came to college, but working in college ministry, like I worked in college ministry for a while. And so I've interacted with a lot of like incoming freshmen and a lot of people that have made that transition. And one of the other things I would say is you have to fight really, really hard to maintain spiritual disciplines, because your schedule is going to change completely. Like if you're in a space right now where you're reading the Bible regularly, you're praying regularly, you're involved in Christian community and church and wherever else, then like that's awesome. But a lot of times when you go to college, like your schedule is going to completely change. It's going to be uprooted. Like your Monday through Friday is going to look very different. And so a lot of times people will fall out of those habits. And then just like Greg said, like when you fall out of habits, it's really, really hard to like pick back up and start over. Excuse me. Still got that cough after all these days. But you have to fight really hard and say like, you know what? No, like I am going to read my Bible and don't let anything get in the way of it. I think there's two types of people that I run into a lot in like college and young adult ministry in general. And that's people that make excuses to not do something, like to not show up to a Bible study, to not show up to church, to not open up their Bible. And there's people that find every reason to do something. Yeah. People that say, you know what, I have a spare hour between classes, I'm going to open up my Bible and read. People that say, you know what, I have a free Thursday night and there's a Bible study going on, I'm going to show up. People that say, you know what, I've got nothing going on Sundays, I'm going to go to church. Or do you have the people that say, you know what, I'm busy, or I have an exam tomorrow, so I gotta study. School's important, take care of your schoolwork. But there are people, like, there are so many times that I have an exam the next day and I'm still in Bible study that night, you know, or I'm still hanging out with that community group.
I would add to that, like, and this is like a trigger warning for parents. So be warned if you're a parent listening. I would rather you get like B's in your classes and like stay plugged into Christian community and church and Bible studies than like plug in and be like, I have to be a straight A student. And that's a conflict that college students deal with, right? Like the pressure of like doing well in classes, and like you go to college, and the Bible teaches like everything you do with all your heart as of working for the Lord. You should put in the amount of effort required to do well and to honor the commitment that you've made. And if your parents are helping you go to college, help honoring their money and their investment in you. But if pressing into, you know, getting college done early or getting through in a certain amount of time is going to like cost you your spiritual health, you got to make tough decisions and guard that, because there's a reason that all of the stats tell us when we lose people walking away from the faith. And that's a deeper conversation about like, I believe once you're saved, you're always saved. But like, we just see that young people who are walking a Christian life go to college and just walk away at an alarming rate. Yeah. That is a season of your life where you have to fight harder than a lot of other seasons to stay close to Jesus and fight for your faith. All right, next question.
Real quick, one last thought on that note too. I know for a lot of people, like grades are super important. It wasn't for me. Like I was a straight B student.
The funny thing is, like when you get that degree, no one's asking what grades you got.
I mean,
really.
If you're trying to go to like medical school
or
stuff like
for
that,
sure. There
are majors. Like if you're going into engineering, the H in engineering stands for happiness. And so you're going to find like different levels of workload. Like I was a psychology major, and so like my workload wasn't the same as others. Yikes. But it's possible to even, like those two aren't mutually exclusive. I'll brag on my wife. She was not 4.0. She got like 1B, so it's like 3.99, which is really lame. Sorry. Sorry, wife.
But she did that so she could stay close to Jesus.
Yes, she got a B in her OChem lab. But she basically got a 4.0. I'm gonna brag on her. While leading Bible studies, being really involved in ministries, and then the last thing is I had there were a group of friends that were constantly like present at all the Bible studies that I was in this one ministry I was in, and they were all architecture majors. And like, if you don't know, architecture majors, they just don't sleep. Like, they don't have a life. They'll literally be at Bible study like at night, and then right after that's over at like 10 o'clock, they'll go back to campus and go to their room and start working on their project more. And they were still finding every reason to show up to things instead of finding excuses not to.
Yeah, for sure. Next question. And you guys in your college experiences definitely have a unique saying this because you're at a Christian school. And A&M, as much as I tease it and make fun of it, like if you're going to a non-Christian school, A&M offers a lot of opportunity to stay close to Jesus. It's not gonna try and pull you away from your faith near as much as a lot of other schools. So I have a lot of respect there for that. But Josh, when you went to Liberty, being a Christian school, I'm sure you had just ideas that, oh, well, this is a Christian school, so X, Y, Z. And I think a lot of people think, well, if I just go to a Christian school, then I don't have to deal with all those things like the pressure of like living in sin or making bad decisions or going to parties or being even pulled away from what I believe as a Christian. What's that been like for you?
Yeah, it's definitely funny. People imagine it's going to be some like clean Christian college, but by no means, like, you will not have a problem finding every single one of those temptations at Liberty just as much. Maybe not as much as a secular college, but definitely on that level. And what you'll encounter, we have a lot of Christian events that happen at Liberty University, and it's much like what we encounter with a private school. Some of you guys might relate to this, is that a lot of the people that attend aren't actually saved. They have become desensitized, so to speak, to the name of Jesus. They've heard it all their lives, and they just kind of ignore it. They say they're a Christian, and they just keep living their life apart from Christ.
And I'll interject to that. I think there's two reasons, primarily, not only two reasons, that Christian colleges are often have a ton of students at them that aren't believers. The first one is a lot of people grow up like I did in a Christian home, and they do all the Christian things. Like I said the sinner's prayer when I was little. I got baptized when I was little, but I had no idea what it meant to follow Jesus and to know Jesus and have a relationship with him. And so until I was 17, I thought because I checked off the right boxes and grew up in a Christian home and went to church that I was saved. And then when I was 17 and I entered into a relationship with Jesus, I was like, man, I was so deceived and so wrong. And not really deceived, but I deceived myself, I should say. And I think a lot of kids grow up in that Christian bubble. And so they just think, well, I'm saved. But then when they get out on their own, they realize, like, I don't even know what this means. I don't know what it means to have a relationship with Jesus. And then I think the second group of people that make up kind of the largest why a lot of non-believers are at Christian schools is a lot of kids in high school are struggle and they have problems and their parents don't know what to do. And so their parents think, well, if we send our kid off to a Christian college, it will fix them. Have you seen that at Liberty?
That's me.
Definitely. I was trying to lead to that.
I see that all of the time.
This is actually an intervention, Josh.
This is why we're doing this. Yeah, it's funny, actually. Evangelism is very important on our campus because of how many people we encounter that aren't actually saved. And if there's one thing that the professors and other speakers emphasize, it's that what we are doing here on the campus is not enough for you to say you are a Christian. We need you guys to get not only plugged into your local church, like we talked about earlier, but be in the Word, have a relationship with God. And those are things that many times these students are lacking in, which is really interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I think that that's going to be true even in like your high school experience.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of our students who might be listening to this, like we have a huge homeschool community at our youth group, like abnormally large amount of homeschoolers, but I know a lot of them go to like One Day Academy and other Christian community groups for homeschool. And I think a mistake they might make is, well, all these kids are saved. Like there's work to be done, like sharing the gospel and pointing your peers to the gospel is just a part of evangelism We never just want to assume because somebody's in a Christian circle that they're saved, and part of our duty as believers is to point them to Jesus and make sure that they're following him. What was A&M like as far as that goes?
Yeah. It was an interesting balance. I mean, when you have a university of like over 70,000 students, there's a wide variety of experiences. I did run into, like, there's a huge, like, we call it a Christian bubble there. So there's a huge Christian presence there. But it's in a lot of ways very similar to what Josh said, where, and what we've been talking about, where like that doesn't guarantee that they're actually saved. And so there's so many times, like, one of the things that I would do in college, on like a couple days a week, I would go and eat lunch in the student center, and I just decided what I would do is I would just sit down with next to like a random student, and just start up a conversation. And when you're wanting to go into ministry vocationally after you graduate, it makes the conversation really easy for evangelism, because it's just like, oh, what are you studying? What do you want to do with that? Like, I want to go work in ministry. And then you usually see from their reaction, right? They're usually like, oh, that's awesome. What do you do? Yada, yada, yada. Or they go like, okay. And then you're like, okay, gotcha. Let's talk. So, but I would talk to so many people that they're like, oh yeah, I go to this.
So if you want to evangelize people in college, just lie to them and tell them you're going into ministry,
Yeah.
and then you'll know if they're saved
Totally.
right away. That's the advice.
Yeah, it was just like a free, like, every time I talked to people about evangelism, I was like, it was kind of, we kind of had the cheat code sometimes. Sometimes, like, people, like, I feel like in the adult world, people will just kind of close off when they hear
For
that.
sure.
But
in my experience in the adult world is as soon as I tell them I like work, I'm a minister at a church, like they immediately start trying to justify to me that they're going to heaven.
I had a guy in the gym one time who, like, when I told him, he you know, would rattle off cuss words all the time and stuff like that. And eventually found out I was a pastor, and he just said, oh, and like said one of the, like, right away. And I was just like, ha ha ha.
When somebody immediately starts like really worldly talk comfortably, like I love it, because like I just want you to be yourself around me, right? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't bother me at all. But like you just know as soon as they get to know you a little bit, they're gonna be like, oh no.
Yeah. But anyway, so I would talk to people, and, you know, they'd say, oh, I go to this church or whatever. And I started to learn really quick, like what Josh and Greg were saying, that doesn't guarantee, just because they do Christian things, it doesn't guarantee they're Christian. So what I'll say as a word of advice, because you're going to run into that often, my favorite question to ask people is, oh, you're a Christian. What does that mean to you? And then so many people would say, oh, like, I try to do good things, and I try to show up to church, and, like, you know,
Bible.
yeah,
I grew up in a Christian home.
like, my parents are Christian. I know, like, Jesus is pretty cool dude, I guess. And then that gives me an opportunity right away to say, hey, can I share with you what Christianity?
Even the answer, I don't want to go to hell, is an answer where you're like, that's not really, like, that's
Right.
the one of the biggest perks of following Jesus, but that still would tell me like, okay, you don't understand the point of following Jesus.
And then that's an awesome opportunity for me to then share. Can I share what Christianity, being a Christian, means to me? And then you can even use the Bible to justify those things, and then, you know, you're there. So anyway, that was one, like, large group that I would interact with a lot. And then there's a lot of just non-believers of various kinds. There's a big population of international students that we would interact with. We did a ministry called Time for Chai, which is like a Friday night thing where we'd have international students from India, from Iran, from China, from Japan, from Korea. And they would show up, and, like, the whole idea of it was, like, they would bring their games, like the kinds of board games and whatever other stuff they like to play over there, and then we learn that stuff, and then we teach them our games. But it was a huge ministry opportunity to then have conversations with international students, which that alone is a really cool missional opportunity, because we've seen, like, students from Japan or China come to know Jesus during their time, and then when they go back home, like, they become a missionary to their culture. So, like, we've seen a lot of really cool stories with that. And then there's just students that are kind of out in the world, like, partying. We would do one of the ministries I worked with. We were housed right in the middle of Northgate, which is like the bar district. So, like, one of the things we do really regularly is serve pancakes at like midnight to like 3 a.m. there. And I was always one of the plants. So, like, we'd have people making pancakes. My job was to get in line and eat the pancakes with people. So I'd get in line.
That's a rough job.
Oh, it's so great.
You gotta pace yourself though, right?
No,
'Cause
yeah, I
eventually,
get one
like,
pancake at a
can't
time.
eat more pancakes.
And like back then, especially, my metabolism was so great that I could just like eat a lot of
Oh
pancakes.
yeah, like 20
Yeah.
pancakes.
Yeah. So I would just get in line and eat one pancake and sit down with students. And it was like, here's a couple of students that are Catholic that are also super drunk. And we're talking about like like our views of communion, and like I'm sharing about the gospel with them. And then like right after that, I go back in line and grab another pancake and I sit down with the guy who's like, you know what, like I've tried religion, it's not really for me. And then, you know, so many wide ranges of experiences. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, there's so much we can talk about on this topic. So if you have more questions, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to walk you through, especially if you're going off to college this year.
I want to throw in one more thing.
Do it.
Like one more note, because I feel like this is something that like I run into so much, and I've run into so much in college ministry. Don't waste your freshman year of college chasing after guys or girls.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
Yeah. Ring by spring, baby.
So many, especially guys, because like we're kind of dumb. So like, and you're going to go to college.
Understatement.
You're going to go to Bible studies. You're going to go to churches, and there's going to be a lot of cute girls there. Like they're just there. Like they're going to be all around. And so many guys I see, like immediately when they show up, they start like asking out every single girl they meet. One of them finally says yes.
Which is like one of the worst ways to find a healthy relationship.
Yeah. They're just like, oh, she said no. Well, there's this girl in this Bible study also. And then it's just like, I see so many guys that waste their freshman year, and girls will do this too. Yeah. Guys are really dumb. Just let them mature a little bit. Give them a little bit more time. They're not worth dating yet.
You have to marinate a little longer.
Yep.
They're still kids.
Yeah.
And then some of us still are kids after we're grown up and adults. But like I see so many people that draw into that stuff, and then that relate like a fresh, exciting relationship, which is fun and cool. It consumes their like freshman year or their freshman, sophomore year, or whatever. And then by the time, like if that falls apart and crashes and burns, next thing you know, they weren't really involved in any Christian community. They weren't building relationships. They weren't getting close with roommates and getting other Christian guys or girls, people of the same gender that you can really lock arms with.
Yeah.
They weren't really growing deep in their spiritual disciplines because they were using a lot of their time trying to chase after that relationship. Yeah. It'll come. Be patient. Girls, the guys are going to grow up eventually. It's going to happen. Don't waste your time until they do. And then guys, you guys are dumb, so just like give it a little bit and figure it out.
Yeah, and I mean, the best way to find someone like that's a good dating option is just to like know them for a while, not to just like walk up and like they said no, so I tried the next person. Like it's just not. Yeah. It's a recipe for a lot of breakups, is what that is. Well, that's our time for today. So much more we could talk about. If you want to shoot questions to us about this, Danny and I can certainly tackle more of it in a future episode. If you're really struggling or you're going off to college and you just need help and you need prayer, reach out to us. Drop a comment and we'll reach out to you and send you some things that'll help, some books you can read, some advice. We want to be here for you. That's it for STUMIN Podcast Episode 3. Thanks for joining us. We will see you next time. Stay close to Jesus.
Bye.